It's Bowser time! You know, the main gimmick of hit 2005 GameCube title, Mario Party 7. You do know that, right? After Mario Party 6 had its legendary day and night mechanic where every board in the game would switch between two different modes every 3 turns, Hudson Soft had to come up with a similarly genius and unique gimmick for the next title in the series. And much like with Mario Party 6, they looked into the series' past for inspiration, specifically fan-favorite entry Mario Party 2. Since taking Horrorland's main gimmick and applying it across the entire game worked so well last time, why not just do it again? And Bowser Land had the perfect concept. Every 5 turns, the Bowser Parade happens, sending every player stuck in it back to start while stealing coins from them. Now this is just profiling. It's very possible that this is just parallel thinking and pure coincidence, but come on. Regardless, Bowser is what Mario Party 7 is all about. Bowser is easily the most brutal he's ever been in this title. Losing Bowser minigames can result in him stealing half your coins, all your coins, or a star from you, and the multiplayer Bowser minigames are pretty tough. I love Bowser's faces in this title, but even outside of his designated home, Bowser causes mischief through Bowser Time, which happens every 5 turns on every board. There are 13 distinct Bowser Time events, and every board except Bowser's Enchanted Inferno house multiple of them. So let's go over all of them from worst to best, starting with the event that kind of ruins its respective board. It pains me how close Windmillville is to being a good board. It has a great gimmick, a gimmick that Koopa's Tycoon Town took and turned into one of the series' greatest boards. But there are just so many issues here. The lack of traditional junctions is the most obvious one. Imagine Sweet Dream, but every junction is a shortbread bridge. That's fucked up. But the biggest issue is the Windmill Destruction event that happens during Bowser Time. Bowser destroys a random windmill on the board, and in the process removes all the coins you invested into it. Imagine a game of Monopoly, but every 5 turns, one property was just nuked from the board, and you had to re-buy it. Does that sound fun? It's a genuinely baffling design choice. I appreciate Bowser being brutal, but there should at least be counterplay. As it is, all you can really do is make sure not to invest exclusively in one windmill, which just greatly limits the amount of strategy allowed. On Koopa's Tycoon Town, you can invest 99 coins in a hotel and be pretty sure that that hotel is going to be yours the entire game, which is balanced because it requires a lot of resources. On Windmillville, it's just not worth the risk. I like it when Mario Party events shake up the game in a big way, but when those events greatly limit strategic options, then no, I don't like that. I like the happening event on Pagoda Peak that sends you back to the start because it actually introduces more strategy. You can use that Super Mushroom Orb at the bottom of the peak, but wouldn't you rather use it closer to the top so you can skip the happening? But on Windmillville, this event just limits strategy and makes the whole board less fun. I don't think the board would be fixed if this event was removed, but it would at least be greatly improved. Bowser's new Bowser Time initiative has greatly impacted Windmillville's local economy. We must stop him. I'm putting this event this low because I think it has a ton of potential. They just handled it in the absolute worst way possible. For Pyramid Park's Koopa Kid Star event, Bowser steals a star from first place, gives it to Koopa Kid, and lets him roam free on the board. If you can pass him with a chain chomp, you can steal the stolen star from him. I really like the idea, but does Bowser have to steal a star from first place? Can't he just give Koopa Kid a star and then have him run free? It's the Windmillville situation all over again. First place just gets fucked over and there's literally nothing you can do except hope that you're close to a doghouse, which also is close to Koopa Kid, and are able to steal the star back. I don't like that. And if Bowser for some reason can't create a new star because he's an evil guy, I guess, then have him give Koopa Kid a dark star and let him roam on the board. I think this would be really interesting because it decentivizes using any doghouses around Koopa Kid, because you'd steal a dark star and then have one less real star. And then you can have Koopa Kid leave after 3 turns if nobody stole the dark star from him. I don't know, neat idea, Pyramid Park, but you will always be a worse Snowflake Lake in my eyes. Neon Heights Double Star Chest event is very similar to our last entry. Bowser steals a star from first place and puts it in the star chest, making it so the star chest has 2 stars in it. Crazy. I think what makes this event better is that it doesn't have as much missed potential. I still really wish that Bowser just conjured up a new star instead of stealing it from a helpless player, but they also did the Dark Star thing I suggested for Pyramid Park, just for a different event. Again, I like the idea, but I wish it was better. And with this, we have gone through all of Windmillville's exclusive Bowser Time events. Can you tell I don't like this board very much? The Koopa Kid robbery event is basically just a watered-down version of the Windmill Destruction event. It's actually pretty much identical to Koopa Tycoon's Town Bowser Space, where Bowser will steal someone's coins from a hotel. The only real difference is that it's not tied to a space, and there's a cute animation of Koopa Kid going up to the windmill and stealing from it. He might even hide behind a bush if a passerby appears. How charming. I think what makes this better than the event in last place is that there's less that can go wrong. Since Koopa Kid steals from a random windmill and random people who have invested in that windmill, it's pretty likely he'll steal from someone who's invested like 4 coins into that windmill, which isn't a huge deal. And if you have a huge amount of coins invested, Koopa Kid isn't going to steal all of them. Overall, this event is okay. I still don't love it. I much prefer how they handled it in Tycoon Town with it being tied to a Bowser space, but it's not terrible or anything. The photo event, by far the most common occurrence when Bowser Time rears its Bowser-shaped head. It appears on every board except Bowser's Enchanted Inferno, and you're pretty much guaranteed to encounter it if you play on the other 5 boards. And it's like, fine. Bowser steals 10 or 20 coins from each player and you get a picture taken. It's really charming, and there's even a chance Bowser will photobomb the picture, which I love. But in terms of actual gameplay, it's really not interesting. It's just, oh, you lose resources because Bowser feels like it. The only interesting gameplay is if you lose 20 coins and now you can't afford a star, but even then, that only really happens on Grand Canal. On Neon Heights, where opening a chest is 10 coins, who cares? But it is charming, so I'll rank it this high. And why not? A ranking within the ranking. I'll quickly go over the 5 cutouts that accompany this event. Number 5, Neon Heights. I don't really get why this has a cowboy aesthetic. I guess Neon Heights has the movie studio thing, so I guess that's where it's from, but still, weird choice. Number 4, Pyramid Park. It's just kind of uninteresting, and the fact that both Neon Heights and Pyramid Park have cutouts with sand as an aesthetic really hurts this one. Number 3, Windmillville. I love the colors, but there's not a ton going on here. Number 2, Pagoda Peak. It has a Journey to the West reference, so that's pretty epic. I also like that it has a somewhat distinct art style compared to the other 4. Number 1, Grand Canal. Come on, it's Mario in his home country, Italy. I love the implication that Italians just look like Mario in this universe. The colors are great, it has ducks. Peak fiction. The Bowser Slam event, one of Pagoda Peak's greatest tourist attractions. Well, not really, because I don't love it. It's kind of like the photo event I just talked about, except instead of everyone losing coins, everyone loses spaces, which on Pagoda Peak is a very valuable resource. Bowser slams a mountain and you fall to a lower path. He basically gives everyone a Bob-omb orb and like, okay. It's just kind of boring to me, like, oh, we all lost a bit of progress and the only way we could have avoided it is if we were literally at the bottom of the map, since there are no lower paths to fall to. Great, Bowser, thanks. It's not even that big of an oh shit moment. You can usually get back to your previous place in a turn or 2. It's just kind of annoying. This event is basically ripped straight out of Towering Treetop's Sneeze happening. But on that board, it actually means something since that board isn't linear. Your position shifts drastically every time it happens, and because it's locked to a happening event, it's much more rare. It's really cool, actually. On Pagoda Peak, it's just whatever. I don't really care. You're about to learn how much Bowser hates bridges. You think Mario's his mortal enemy? No, it's bridges. And the first victims of that hatred are the Grand Canal bridges and the Bowser Bridge event. Bowser destroys all the bridges on the map and replaces them with his newest invention, the Bowser Bridge. They just have 3 Bowser spaces on them, and they last for 3 turns before disappearing. And that's kind of my biggest issue with this event. I like how Grand Canal goes from a board with 0 Bowser spaces to a board with 9, but for 3 turns, really? Someone is going to land on a Bowser space during this event. These bridges are basically unavoidable, and since there are 3 in a row, it's gonna be chaos. It's extremely likely that there are going to be multiple people landing on Bowser spaces, and Bowser is mean in this game. But after 3 turns of this, it just gets old at that point. I really think they should only last for 2 turns at most. And I don't love how Bowser destroying the bridges also means every orb on them is getting destroyed. Because of that, I never place orbs on these bridges, and I don't know, it kind of limits the strategy you can have on this board. If those 2 issues were fixed, I would really like this event. The panic this event causes as people realize, shit, I'm definitely landing on the Bowser space is really fun. It's just too flawed for me to love it. Bowser fucking hates bridges. We have 2 bridge destruction events in a row, this time on Pagoda Peak. Though Bowser doesn't replace the normal bridges with Bowser bridges this time, he just leaves a hole in the path. Now you might be thinking, Pagoda Peak is a completely linear board. How does removing part of the path even work? Well, rolls will stop short and you'll just land on the space in front of the destroyed bridge. Pretty simple. I do kind of like how it makes the spaces right in front of the bridges much better to place orbs on, since if this event happens, it's basically guaranteed someone is going to land on that space. But that's kind of it. The bridge is only destroyed for 1 turn, so the event just kind of halts progress for a little bit and makes a few spaces more valuable. Not very exciting. The only other Bowser Time event that appears on multiple boards is the Bowser Orb Hut event, appearing on Grand Canal, Pagoda Peak, and Pyramid Park. Bowser takes over one of the board's orb huts, and if you pass it, you're forced to buy either a golden Bowser statue or a Koopa Kid orb. The statue is useless, but buying the Koopa Kid orb prompts Koopa Kid to steal it and place it randomly on the board. I really like this event on Grand Canal and Pyramid Park since both orb huts are on junctions. This decentivizes you from using the path the orb hut is on, but it's not like you can't go down it. Many times taking the coin fee will be worth it. Which is why it confuses me that this event happens on Pagoda Peak, since that board is linear. Someone is getting fucked over no matter what, and it mostly just depends on board position, which isn't my favorite thing in the world. But it's not all bad, because for some reason going to the Bowser Orb Hut counts towards the shopping bonus star, and since both items cost 20 coins, you're basically investing 20 coins to a potential bonus star. Pretty cool. And if you have no coins while talking to Bowser, he'll actually give you 10 coins. And what I like about this is that it doesn't prompt the event to end. Bowser will stay until someone buys something from him. This event also limits players on how many orbs they can get for a little bit, which leads to some interesting gameplay. It's pretty charming too. I like how Koopa Kid steals the Bowser statue from you even though there is literally no reason for him to. He's a fucking maniac, we should put him in prison immediately. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting event. I'd rank it even higher if it wasn't on Pagoda Peak, but what can you do? Neon Heights has recently started a new holiday called the 60 coin chest event. It hasn't been going over well, but I like it. It's basically a better version of the photo event. Bowser steals 10 coins from everyone for a total of 40 and puts them in a chest that contains 20 coins. If you get the chest, you basically get 40 coins since Bowser took 10 from you and it costs 10 coins to open the chest in the first place. What I like about this event is that it's meaningful without being super punishing. 10 coins isn't that much, especially on Neon Heights where chests only cost 10 coins to open. So we don't really mind Bowser taking coins from the players, especially since gaining 40 coins is a very big deal. Would it be better if Bowser just put 40 coins in the chest? Maybe, but the event would lose its edge and it's not cruel enough for me to push for that outcome. A problem I do have with this event is that the 60 coin chest disappears if the star chest is collected. I don't love that. I wish it stayed for the next round of chests since 40 coins disappearing from the game doesn't feel the greatest, but it's not a huge deal. In Bowser's final stance against bridges, we come to Pyramid Park's Sandstorm event. Bowser uses a bunch of wind and sand to take out the 2 bridges in the middle of the board for 3 turns, effectively splitting the board in 2. If you're on the bridges when this event happens, you're sent back to start. This essentially makes running away from a player riding a chain chomp a lot harder, but not impossible, especially since the quicksand happenings still exist, allowing you to have a panic escape option. This rhymes with the nighttime gimmick of Snowflake Lake cutting off most paths to the middle of the board, making running away from chain chomps a lot more difficult. But Pyramid Park goes a step further because both of the orb huts are located on the bridges, so you can't buy any orbs while this event occurs, limiting your options even more. I do like this event, but I have a few complaints. One being, I wish this happened every 5 turns. I'll get into this later, but a huge issue I have with Bowser Time is that I wish it was more consistent. So many of these events lead to very cool strategic options, but because they're random, it's a lot harder to plan around. If the board split in 2 every 5 turns, I think it would make the board a lot better. Of course, the board splitting couldn't last 3 turns if it was constant. 2 turns would be fine, but I think 1 turn would be better, honestly. It'd really rush players to try and take advantage of it, which I think would be really fun. So yeah, it's a good event, but it could be better. Outside of the one we've yet to touch on, I think Neon Heights is the board that benefits the most from Bowser Time. Sure, the Double Star Chest event isn't my favorite, but it has 2 events that I really love, so I can't really ask for much more. The best of those 2 is the Dark Star Chest event, basically what I suggested Pyramid Park to do. Bowser replaces the Bob-omb chest, the one that sends you back to start, with a Dark Star chest, which steals a star from you instead of giving you one. I love how this plays into the board's main gimmick. Because you don't know what chest contains a star, this event brings a lot of mind games. Do I open the chest and pray for the star, or deem it not worth the risk? If I have no stars, then why not open it? I have nothing to lose. If the game is ending soon and I need a star to catch up, I gotta open it. I have everything to lose. If the game is ending soon and I'm way far ahead, might as well not risk it. And unlike the 60 coin chest, it disappearing after you collect the star is not a problem. In fact, it would be a problem if it did stick around. I love this event, and I think it's one of the few in the game that greatly benefits from not being consistent. Since it's so rare, it's a massive oh shit moment that makes every chest opening really tense. Great work, guys. And of course, at number 1, it's the one event that has something none of the others have. The Star Island sinking event from Bowser's Enchanted Inferno happens every 5 turns, which means you can strategize around it. And it's the main gimmick of the board, the main gimmick of one of the best boards in the series. Bowser's Enchanted Inferno consists of 4 islands, but every 5 turns the island that's housing the stars sinks into the lava, causing the star to be located elsewhere and anyone on that island to be sent back to start with half of their coins missing. This is a great gimmick, and it's made even better by the way the board plays with it. There are happening spaces that spawn Klepto to transfer the star to another star space, and if Klepto places the star on your island and Bowser Time is about to happen, ah shit, I gotta get out of there. Or, because the star is now on your island, do you risk it and try to grab the star before the island sinks? This gimmick is genius because stars are what you want in Mario Party, but now every space surrounding the star is a danger zone. How do you even come up with that? And there's even more. The cannon happenings launch a player who lands on them to another island at random. This could be used to make a swift exit right before the island sinks, or to try and make it to the star if it's on a different island. It makes every decision so much more complicated. It's incredible. And that brings us to my main point. Bowser Time isn't my favorite thing in the world. Mario Party 7 is my 4th favorite Mario Party, but I do have issues with its main gimmick. What makes Mario Party 6's day and night mechanic, Enchanted Inferno's island sinking, or hell, even Bowser Land's Bowser Parade work is that they're consistent. Mario Party should be random, yes, but there should be a layer of strategy that randomness can spice. So I thought it would be fun to go through every board in the game and pick an event that would be good to happen every 5 turns. Take this with a grain of salt, I'm not a game developer, these are just ideas. Grand Canal, Bowser bridges, but have them only last 1 turn. If you want it to last 2 turns, then make it so that Bowser only destroys 1 bridge for a total of 3 Bowser spaces on the board. Either is fine. Pagoda Peak. I guess the bridge destruction? Having players rush to make it past bridges right before Bowser time sounds decently fun, and the fact that there are 3 bridges he could possibly destroy would add some nice randomness. Sure, that works. Pyramid Park, obviously splitting the board in half, though like I said it should only last 1, maybe 2 turns. Neon Heights, I think this is the one exception I'll make. I love the Dark Star event, but it happening so often sounds obnoxious. So I'd make it so that 80% of the time the 60 coin chest event would occur, with the Dark Star event happening like 20% of the time. It's random, yes, but you still have a likely outcome, and I like the oh shit moment the Dark Star brings to the table. And Windmillville. Oh god. We're definitely not destroying windmills every 5 turns. Koopa stealing coins so often sounds awful. I guess the photo event? Coins are more important on this board than any other in the game, and it incentivizes players to invest before Bowser time happens, so sure. Well, that video was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I started this with the intention of working on a super quick video while I chip away on the biggest project I've ever worked on. Look forward to that, I guess. But thank you everyone for supporting my stuff, and if you want to support it further, some buttons are looking mighty appealing. I actually plan on making a similar video on Mario Party 8's DK and Bowser Space events, so if that sounds interesting, let me know. Alright, I'll stop being a bastard now. I hope you have a great day, and remember, I only post the nuttiest reviews. Bye.